unfair advantage of the needy, poor, and others who are vulnerable to exploitation, including children, female, underprivileged, is continued from ages in many ways. Similarly, human trafficking centers on the act of multidimensional exploitation of human and violation of human rights. This is modern age slavery system which trades in people and exploits them for profit. Presently, human trafficking is global crime and people of all genders, ages, and backgrounds can become victims of human trafficking. What is human trafficking? Human trafficking is the act of compelling a person by force, fraud, or coercion and exploit them for their profit. Traffickers target those who are most vulnerable to the exploitation, which is children, needy people, poor, girls, underprivileged, mentally or physically disabled, etc. They use manipulation, physical threat, emotional harm, fake promises of job, education, and alluring promise to trick, curse, and deceive victims. Most of the human trafficking victims are forced to work as sex worker, domestic worker, industrial worker, begging, or victim of forced marriages. United Nations defines human trafficking as the recruitment, transport, transfer, harboring, or receipt of a person by such means as threat or use of force or other forms of coercion, abduction, fraud, or deception for the purpose of exploitation. The definition of human trafficking consists of three core elements. The act of trafficking means the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons. The means of trafficking includes threat of or use of force, deception, coercion, abuse of power, or possession of vulnerability. The purpose of trafficking always exploitation. Who are the victims of human trafficking? Victims of human trafficking can be people of any age group and any gender and from anywhere in the world. However, females are primarily target of human trafficking or sex trafficking. Teenage boys and girls are more vulnerable and easily become the victims of human trafficking. One in every three victims of human trafficking is a child. Girls are mainly trafficked to work as a sex worker, while boys are trafficked for forced labor in dangerous industries. Traffickers target people who are in difficult circumstances, desperate for job, money, etc. Victims may be forced or tricked into an exploitative situation through uses, violence, deception, or blackmail. Children from the poor household, dysfunctional families, or those who are abandoned and have no parental care and more vulnerable to human trafficking. Forms of human trafficking. The victims of human trafficking are exploited in many forms in different industries. Female victims are exploited in the sex, entertainment, and hospitality industries. Many times they are forced to work as domestic worker or become victim of forced marriages. Male victims are forced to work in dangerous factories, construction sites, or in the agricultural sector. They work without pay or with an inadequate pay, and they live in a fear of violence and often in inhuman condition. Many times traffickers sell the organ of victims. Children are coerced into the begging and other crimes. How to stop human trafficking? The horrendous crime of human trafficking is direct violation of human right. It can be combated through education, awareness, and implementation of strict laws for human trafficking. Providing full slate of recovery and support service to the victim will help them to recover fast. Continuous effort to protect, rehabilitate, and empower saviors of human trafficking through comprehensive social, medical, and legal services is helpful in a great extent. Combined efforts of people and government is necessary to address human trafficking. To combat this worldwide spread crime, United Nations General Assembly adopted international legal instrument, the UN Protocol, to prevent, suppress, and punish trafficking in persons, especially women and children, in 2000 with the aim to prevent and combat trafficking, protect and assist the victims, and promote cooperation among countries that have ratified the protocol to meet these objectives. Thank you. Chair.